This is an introduction to acids and bases. We're going to answer the questions, what are they, what are their characteristics, and what ions characterize acids and bases. First off, what are they? Definitions of acids and bases. An acid is a substance which can form hydrogen ions or donate hydrogen ions. For example, hydrochloric acid is an acid, and you can see that it forms a hydrogen ion when you put it in water so that it dissociates, and since it produces hydrogen ions, we define that as being an acid. Another way we could write a similar equation is that it donates a hydrogen ion. So here's the hydrogen of the acid. It's going to donate it to water. That is going to form the hydronium ion, which is just a water molecule bonded to a hydrogen ion to give you 3 hydrogens and a positive charge. Bases, on the other hand, are substances which can form hydroxyl ions or OH minus ions in solution, or they can accept a hydrogen ion. For example, sodium hydroxide is a base and it forms hydroxide ions, so we define that as a base. Here is ammonia. It is a base because it can accept a hydrogen ion. If it comes into contact with a hydrogen ion, it will hydrogen bond to that to form the ammonium polyatomic ion. And since it's a hydrogen ion acceptor, that is therefore a base. In terms of characteristics of acids and bases, we already learned that bases are things that form hydroxyl ions. Acids are things that form hydrogen ions, or again, we say they form hydronium ions in solution. If water is present, that hydrogen ion will bond to a water to form the hydronium ion. For all our calculations and definitions, we will pretty much treat those two things as the same. Other characteristics, acids have a sour taste to them. Not that we go around tasting acids, but many foods are acidic, such as lemons, limes, other citrus fruits. Vinegar is sour because it's acetic acid. Bases have a bitter taste to them. Unsweetened chocolate can be quite bitter. Some teas, if very strong, can be quite bitter. Acids react with metals. We've done a lot of labs with acids and metals. Bases feel slippery. We've done labs with bases that make them feel slippery. I tell you to wash your hands anytime you feel that slipperiness when we are working with bases. Bases have a high pH, whereas acids have a low pH. Bases can neutralize acids just as acids can neutralize bases. And both of these are electrolytes, that is, they are things that will conduct electricity when dissolved or melted. The hydroxide ion you need to be familiar with. Since bases form hydroxide ions, you need to know that the hydroxide is the OH minus ion, and you need to know that the hydronium ion is the H3O plus ion. Again, for the most part, we will treat that the same as the hydrogen ion because anytime it's in aqueous solution or in water, that will bond to water to form the hydronium ion. And just as we said that acids neutralize bases, and bases neutralize acids. If we were to combine acids and base, so here's the hydronium ion from an acid, hydroxyl from a base, combine them together, they will form 2 water molecules, or we could write it this way, a hydrogen ion from an acid, a hydroxyl ion from a base, will form a water molecule. So the hydronium and a hydroxyl form 2 water molecules. Hydrogen and hydroxyl form 1 water molecule.